Beans, the musical fruit. Even canned, they're still a hoot. And if you really want to kick your magical fruit up a notch, we've got a technique that'll tickle your taste buds for sure. When you need a hearty stew or a classic bowl of chili to warm you up, you may not have hours to soak and cook dried beans. That's when reaching for canned beans can be a convenient, time-saving option. Choosing the canned route does come with its drawbacks, though. Mainly that beans from a can are often lacking in flavor and contain higher amounts of sodium. If you go the extra mile to drain and rinse your canned beans, this removes around 41% of the absorbed sodium, according to the Bean Institute. But what about the taste? Although the rich flavors of homemade self-spiced beans will always come out on top, one easy way to elevate a simple can of beans is to soak them in olive oil. It's best to avoid cheap olive oil when using this technique. Simmer your canned beans in the oil for about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure whatever legumes you choose are fully submerged for the entire process, and consider tossing in other ingredients like bay leaves, garlic cloves, or mustard seeds to add some depth. It's really that simple. White beans lend just a hint of their buttery quality to this recipe, but you can also use black beans. If you're dumping your canned beans into a bowl and heating them up in the microwave, you're missing out on a much richer tasting experience that comes with adding other ingredients and aromatics. Letting those pre-cooked legumes gently simmer on the stove lets you turn their mushy texture into something a little more palatable. After pouring your beans into a pan, it's a good idea to add a little fat to the mix. In the world of cooking, fats are used as a flavor enhancer and blend well with many types of beans. While you could go for a lighter type of cooking oil like olive or coconut oil, butter or bacon grease will really amp up the savoriness of your canned beans. Simmering them for just a couple of minutes is enough to get the job done. If you don't like the taste of the sodium-heavy broth the can of beans comes with, this is a great way to get rid of it. But for those who do enjoy the taste of the can's broth, you can go ahead and dump it into the pan too, especially if the canned beans are low sodium or have no salt added. You may have already guessed that finely diced onions and garlic will be your best friend for leveling up canned beans. Simply saute the onions over medium heat until translucent. Then you can mix in your garlic and other aromatic spices. For those who need a spicy kick, adding some chopped jalapenos to the pan is a no-brainer.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
If your goal is to give your canned beans a creamier, thicker consistency, you can mash them up before adding a splash of milk, coconut milk, or even tomato sauce. And you can get even more creative than that. Squeezing in fresh lime juice can add a nice acidic zing to your canned beans that would be perfect for many great Mexican-inspired recipes. Let your rich and creamy canned beans simmer for around 10 to 15 minutes to thicken, and you're ready to spoon it on everything from toast to taco salads. Blooming spices, which involves heating spices to release flavor compounds that are trapped when the ingredients are dried, is another option. Some choose to do this in a dry pan, but you can also bloom spices in oil. Measure about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil for every 2 15-ounce cans of beans. Use your favorite whole spices like chili flakes or cumin seeds for an extra kick, or ground up dry spices like smoked paprika or coriander. And don't forget to stir often. The now fragrant olive oil should start to pop as the spices bloom, and you'll notice the ingredients get darker as they infuse the oil with delicious flavors. Next, add other aromatics such as shallots, red onion, or leeks before dumping your beans in to simmer in the savory oil you've concocted.